Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Rome Total War Remastered. Here today on the channel, we're back with episode 2 of my Barbarian Invasion DLC campaign as the Eastern Roman Empire. Here today, we're going to be declaring war upon the Goths and continuing our conquests against the Sassanids. So to the north here, the Huns are in Vandal territory towards Scythia, which we really have to watch out for. We currently have 2 full stacks preparing to war with the Goths and our faction leader. They've got a couple of armies outside and more of their family members in Dacia. The Empire is in a really good position. Constantinople and Greece and Asia Minor and most of our recruitment hubs. We're starting obviously our second front over in the far west. Theodosius, my grandson and heir, he's currently sieging out the city of Baghdad. We've also got another army here that managed to take Petra in the last episode, the rebel territory. So we've converted to Catholicism. We currently have 19 regions under our control. We are at war with the Sarmatians and a couple of others. Our finances isn't too bad. Here's the family members and family tree. I've skipped past my firstborn son Julianus Flavius to Theodosius, my grandson, because unfortunately Julianus has a little bit of the pagan still left in him, let's say, and yeah. We're going to be going through command and we're going to be preferencing command and Catholicism in the future. So, without further ado, let's end the turn and continue. So, we're making a nice little decent bit of profit now. The Western Roman Empire with the Berbers. And the Huns have actually attacked the Vandals. Oh, so they were technically only trespassing. So we're slightly making a little bit of money. Getting our economy back in check. So they are in striking range into Dacia. Let's hope they colonize and take that territory against the Vandals. Okay, we're going to continue to move this army further into the desert. There's a territory here. I guess it's under rebel control. We built a watchtower as we're pushing further eastward. Okay, we played a battle here in the last episode, but he ran away, didn't he? The faction leader of the Sassanids. Clear victory. And we'll exterminate the populace. So most of their territory is further north now, towards Armenia, which we'll try and move because we've managed to take 2 territories from the Sassanids in quite quick succession. So we'll replenish and repair where we can. We'll break down the pagan temples and bring and construct a Christian shrine. We'll repair that as well. It is a little bit deceiving that they changed the unit model of the Christian shrine. Like those other Roman shrines you're so used to building, especially coming straight from my Scipii Roman campaign. Okay, we can probably build an epic stone wall in Constantinople because the Huns could very well attack it and we can't afford to lose it. It is the beating heart of our empire. Now ports are definitely the best way to make money in Barbarian Invasion, so I'd highly recommend them, along with mines and roads eventually. So we're going to try and get dockyards and ports now that we've got a little bit of cash left over. We've got a little bit of a public order issue here in Baghdad, which we need to sort out. You're continuing to push eastward, so my eastern portion of the empire is fine. A little bit of unrest because we've got the taxes high in some places. But we are probably nearly ready to go to war with the Goths, who, from line of sight, they only seem to have 2 pieces of territory. We are going to try and do the sort of the non-horde spawning exploit just to get rid of them. But we might have to do that with the Dacian settlement last. So, they're factionaires inside here, a lot of peasants. So we won't need to do it with these armies and units. I think we should probably focus on them, because Campus Dacia is a little bit more built up. But I'm going to declare war upon the Goths here now, and try and eliminate their factionaire. We'll move you up to pull you, to throw them back. And now that you can't give chase on that army, I guess you just sort of attach yourself to the city. So we do outnumber them quite significantly, but they do have a decent amount of men as well. They have 2,000 to our 5,000. A lot of peasants, but they do have Gothic General's Bodyguard, which is something. So let's chuck a save and we'll fight this one on the battlefield.
The day has dawned, grim and terrible. But how much more terrible to be facing Romans such as us? Even now, fear must weaken the bowels of our foes. And draw strength from this fact. The enemy are so loathed that no ally can be found to support them. That army is 1/4 of the enemy's strength. So sharpen your swords one last time. When we have killed them all, we will have made a good start. They think their walls are enough to stop us. They should think again. We outnumber them comfortably, but that should not be seen as an excuse not to fight hard. Why let your brother carry your burden? I have never lost a battle against these people. Why should I start losing now, with men such as you at my command? Another victory is at hand. The omens are not favorable, but that is an excuse made by the weak and feeble. We are neither, and so face the day with calm hearts. Take heart, for another army is close by and even now marches to our aid. Now, set your minds on the task to come. Strike hard! Strike without mercy!
Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's strike hard and without mercy. So, the Goths were originally an ancient Germanic people from the Baltic coast, which migrated to this area in-game in real life towards Dacia in the 3rd century. And they had a bit of a reputation about themselves. They were split into the Ostrogoths and the Visigoths. The Ostrogoths can appear in-game, but they have to rebel, I believe. But they're a really interesting faction. They've got several decent horse archer units. Now, my major concern is their heavy cavalry, which is their better quality units that are stuck in their general's bodyguard. They have very few, like, light cav, which is a good advantage. They lack any decent siege equipment, so they can't deploy catapults or ballista. So some of their cavalry is actually coming out to marches. Yeah, check this out. Check out the spear or lance they have equipped, and some further back there. So we just want to try and surround them as best we can, and we'll try and hit those reinforcements coming in. Let's move my Roman cavalry on the left-hand side. We have 5 units of archers, 5 units of melee cavalry, 1 horse archer, then the faction leader's bodyguard. And then just the rest of our infantry. So it looks like some of them are actually coming out to fight us, which is interesting. They're not sitting back. We do have slightly a little bit too many archers in this build, but it looks like they might get a good charge off here. No, we couldn't quite get the volley off. But even a head-on charge like that is probably going to cost us. So if they want to come out and fight, let's fight them. Even though they charged me there, my archers are ripping them to shreds. So I believe their victory conditions is that they need to take Constantinople and Rome, I do believe. Because the Visigoths ended up in North Africa, didn't they, from what I can remember? So the AI does have a tendency to push into the Eastern and Western Roman Empire. So if they want to come out like this, we're going to just try and surround them with my infantry. But our first real fight against the Goths is going fine for now. So we might even be able to defeat the Goths here today if we're successful enough. Give chase to those units that have come out. We'll slowly but surely move up my infantry, because we want to get my archers to get their shots off. We just need to protect them. My cavalry over here is doing alright. It's a little bit micro heavy, this one. Okay, move up. So we'll focus on the Sassanids as well over the next couple of episodes. We might just have a Goth-focused episode here today. We focused on the Sassanids quite a bit in the last, because once we've got that eastern corridor secure, we're not going to have any threats from it. Like the Sarmatians or the Roxolani aren't probably going to threaten us over there. And then we can... Because we just need to get to a point where we have enough manpower and wealth to go against the Western Roman Empire. Thankfully, those reinforcements haven't made their way in. Good charge. We just want to try and surround them completely. Pull out, because they are a better quality spear unit. Now, even though rock, paper, scissors would suggest that spearmen outbeat cavalry, heavy cavalry like this from a 4 to 5 prong attack, if the charges are going to be good, should be, yeah, they shouldn't be able to hold. Just hitting them from multiple angles. Usually 4's enough. 5 can even be seen as a little bit of overkill. Okay, so my archers are okay, so they split some of their forces there. So we've dealt with the reinforcements well. Yeah, I'm surprised that the Goths pushed out. I thought they would have tried to hold their narrow corridors, but they came out and wanted to parlay with us. Okay. We'll slowly but surely... move up. It's just those units have been split. I really need my archers to focus on their general, but it's a little bit of a risk moving them up like this. Does seem the units in the pathfinding want to consolidate now. Back to the town square, which is good. But we just gotta watch out for the Gothic heavy cavalry charge, because that's the major threat they propose, and their best units. Their general's bodyguard is like on par with ours, in my opinion. It's very, very good. My archers there are pushed way too up. The enemy general's routing, that's a good sign. Just move back slightly to a safer and more comfortable position. They wanted to stop those horse archer hits. So, we had a couple options for this. I think it's still in our best interest to try and take this Dacian territory and push over the Danube, because we can... The thing is, like, you can actually fortify, as in quite literally with forts, you can fort off Transylvania quite well. The Danube, obviously, is a natural defense, but I do fear that the Huns pressurizing the Vandals to the north could follow suit onto the Goths. So, why? Because the thing is, right, if we lose the Danube crossing and throw all our eggs into that basket, good general snipe there, that should be the faction there. Yeah, Constantinople in northern Greece, Macedonia, is open to the enemy. So, trying to take this Dacian territory and fort it up and hold here would be a good play, I reckon. Because the thing is with the Huns, they're more than likely going to attack us at some point. Fighting them on the open field is not too good. It's not a good idea. So we need forts and archers to really help us out. So building fort walls is probably the play around Transylvania. Okay, move slightly up here. Okay, move you here. I want you to go like bottom left, ideally. Instead of breaking through that infantry. So we'll slowly move up my infantry as well. They might even move from out of the town square once my archers start hitting them. And they are. They're going to charge them, which is fine. You guys can hold for now. Okay, let's swing my cavalry in. Still taking some heavy casualties with a couple of units. We're still fighting with tier 1 units at the end of the day. Okay. Now my infantry here can take the initiative and push forward and attack after withstanding the initial charge. I want to move my faction leader up just to get that morale osmosis, I guess. Keep that morale up nice and high, and if we need to chuck a rally, we can. But this should be the end of the Goths in this settlement. One down, one to go. Let's drop a rally. Move you further up here. Now, if you press Alt, left click to attack, it stops the infantry from wanting to use their peeler and drawing their short sword. Another enemy general gone. Perfect. And you'd nearly think that would be the end of them. Fighting to the last man in the town square, of course. Yeah, like the spear or lance that the Goths use is nearly like the same as ours. But so far, we're in a really good position for this Eastern Roman Empire campaign. But you can kind of tell how things can go a little bit chaotic if you haven't got your economy right. Same with religious cohesion. And you have these border threats. So we've done alright there. We've only lost 500 and we didn't get those reinforcements in. Archers were the real MVPs for this fight. Only the brave enjoy noble and glorious deaths. A Dionysus of Helicarnassus. Okay, fair enough. So we've managed to eliminate the faction heir and take our first piece of territory here in Dacia. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of mountainous regions up in the north here and a lot of choke points, and obviously the Danube to our left. So we can gridlock and fortify it up against any roaming tribes. Because it's not only the Huns that we have to fear in this area. I'll move my spy further into Dacia. But it's a good start here today. The Vandals want trade rights. Sure. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to trade with you, though. Okay, welcome to the top of the turn. I think it's time to make preparations to push into Colonia Dacia. Yeah, Colonia, then Campus Dacia. I don't know what the names are. We can build a fort here, because it looks like the Vandals are probably going to fall to the Huns. Yeah. They've stopped attacking them.
Can't do it, sir. March!
Okay, so let's grab you. Let's go after this rebel unit that's just here for now. That's fine. The settlement just to wait. 78% is not too high. Just auto-resolve you. And we'll move into striking range against the Goths. But most of them are sitting within the city. Yeah, the majority of their army. So nothing too crazy. Ah, here we go. The Western Roman Empire want to cancel their alliance and military access with me. That's annoying. Okay. So, let's continue our war against the Goths. So, we'll move up our reinforcements here. I guess we'll siege out with you. We don't need to build any siege equipment. I might be better off just to fight this, because their faction heir is inside, and importantly, their faction leader. So, we'll fight this one here today, and hopefully eliminate the Goths. Okay, well, let's get stuck into the battle. We've already had a general speech here today. So, this is going to be a little bit of a tough one, because we're a little bit stretched, and they do have like 4 generals bodyguards inside. So what we're going to try and to attempt here today is do the non-horde spawning exploit. So I had my spy look around just then, and this seems to be all of the Gothic units. The faction heir and leader is inside after taking that settlement earlier. So, the Goths start off as a horde faction in the game. Now, they've actually taken these 2 territories. But if we were to destroy the faction and take this settlement, they would technically respawn with, on very hard difficulty, it's between, I think it's random, between 3 to 4 stacks, and they get some of their best elite units, and we want to avoid that. Dealing with the Goths and those factions, armies and units, we would probably lose most of our northern kingdom. So, we'll try and snipe the generals. That's how we're going to try and do it. So, we're going to try and win this fight. We're going to try and kill the family members, all of them. The faction heir and leader. And then what we're going to do is a tactical retreat. Because the spawning event from destroying a horde faction kicks when you take the settlement. But obviously, in the older Total Wars, if you can kill the faction leader and heir, and all their family members, the faction gets destroyed. So that's what we're going to try and do here today. So we'll try and target their other infantry and skirmishers, but we really need to focus on killing 4 family members here today. So they seem to be not holding their narrow corridors, which is interesting. But this barbarian settlement, from what we've seen with a little bit of a glimpse, looks gorgeous. So we need to continue to run him down. Okay. Continue to get my archers to hit those. Okay. Can't believe we lost that engagement there. That's so annoying. We might have to send my leftover cavalry over there. I thought those 4 units would have been enough. They still seem to be sticking about though. Okay. we might need to send our remaining cavalry, because we can't afford not to kill the factionaire coming in. So where is he? He's over here. So you go here. It's just because they weren't at the cavalry we sent weren't at full strength. But this isn't the best army build to be going up against it. Against the Goths like this. We lack a lot of decent infantry, and a lot of our units aren't at their full unit strength. So we'll try and hit this unit from all sides. Hopefully get some RNG and kill the factionaire. Let's lock him in. My archers are skirmishing against their infantry. We do need to focus on the generals. Oh, there's one. One down. 3 more to go before we can tactically retreat. Because then what happens? The faction will load in. The faction will be technically destroyed. And rebels will spawn in the town in its place. And then we don't have to deal with the spawn rate of these. So this is a really good way to not deal with the horde spawning. I'm assuming this exploit works. If it's still based off the base game. I could be wrong. They could have patched it. But from what I've read, I don't think so. Okay. We can slightly move this infantry forward. And we'll group up our cav on the right side here now. Two pathways in and then the town square. Looks like their cavalry wants to hit us there. Let's try and surround them on both sides then. Get my archers to halt because they're going to cause too much friendly fire. Whip around and surround them. Perfect. Okay. Move you back around here. I think sitting further back here and slowly but surely moving up a couple 100 yards is the play, because we don't want to get too far committed in there. My cavalry can hit that unit that's on the side there. My archers still have a decent amount of ammunition. Oh, hang on. Reform you here. Because we've got to be careful, because one decent charge from their general's bodyguard, as we saw in the previous fight, can push us back quite a bit and nearly completely rout a unit. Also, the pathfinding where the settlement begins and the open field is like here, for example, is a little bit iffy, which we have to watch out for. Probably attack them now. Maybe try and wrap around. Because they actually are breaking my center there a little bit. We've got to be really careful here. We don't want to lose this. We have to throw our faction leader in and risk him. Chuck in Val-Enos. Okay, we're okay. Still a couple more left. There's another general gone. The enemy king is dead. So we've killed 2 out of 4. Still another couple more to go. 33 minutes. We've still got plenty of time as well. We have to do this. Yeah, we might have to take some risks a bit later if the timing gets too close. Okay, just move my archers back there again. Far out. That just shows you how powerful faction leaders are, man. They're so strong when you charge them in. Like, the Goths faction leader there nearly single-handedly routed the remaining units of my infantry there. Okay, let's reform slightly. Now they're not sitting back, they're sitting further up in the settlement. They're now actually sitting further back in the narrow corridors. Seems to be a little chapel there as well. So there's a general unit there which we have to really focus on. And one more. I guess we just try and take this right-hand side and slowly but surely move up and try and make our way. Not necessarily to the town square, but just to get my archers in range and protect them. That's the main thing. And they still have a little bit of ammunition left. We need to focus on the generals, but to get close to them, we do need to try and eliminate their weaker infantry. Maybe if we can draw them out, we might be able to cycle charge one. There's a unit coming out here which you have to compensate for. A little bit more armored there, but if we can hit them from multiple sides, we should be able to capitulate them and make them rout. Far out. It's going to go to the final Y here. My army is really struggling in this one, but it should all be worth it if we can defeat the Goths here today. Not allow them to spawn more units and secure Dacia and Transylvania for the Empire. And we've broken those 2 units. Okay, sweet. Well, there seems to be a little bit of a natural protectivist flank here, because the chapel's bang smack in the middle. We could use that to our advantage. If we can go flush to this, looks like an Orthodox temple potential. I think the Goths are Catholic in this campaign, but they can go pagan. I'm not entirely sure. I guess it wouldn't be Orthodox then. It looks a rather Orthodox. Like shrine or chapel, I guess. Does it not? Looks cool. So we'll move up flush against it. And we'll make a front line with the right-hand side of the city. So we'll just move you here, just in case a charge is needed. We don't have much ammunition left, so we're really going to have to make it count. If not, we're going to have to risk a charge with my infantry, which is... I do not necessarily want that. Oh, pull back, pull back. They're not going to make it. Chuck in a rally. We've managed to ensnare one of their general units in, so that should be enough. Yeah, they couldn't get that volley off, and they're out of ammunition now anyway. My center is nearly capitulating, so chuck you in. The other generals come in now. Oh, this is it. This is make or break. Come on, move to the left. Please, quick. We need to get these last 2 generals killed. draw your... just like target these, target them. If we can swing around with our faction leader, we might be able to rout them. I wanted to try and skirmish and then maybe try and use my peeler, but they've just like full on charged me because they can know they've got me on the ropes here. My front line's gone to cactus. Let's just hope we don't lose our faction leader in this. Well, if we defeat the Goths, I guess it's worth it. He's a little bit old. It doesn't really matter if we do lose him. He's going to die anyway at some point. My infantry has absolutely gone kaput. Alright, let's move you up here. Yeah, don't even worry, archers. Just draw your short swords and charge. Going with a melee attack. It's not recommended, but it might be worth in this. Just need to get those last couple generals. We've only gotten 2. My god, I've only got 4 units under my control here. Oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. Just pull back and reform. Okay, that might have been him. Yep, it didn't pop up though. Yeah, 3 out of 4. Okay, reform again. I guess we go again. We just need to get that last general and we've done it. Far out. This is way too close for my liking. We just need to focus on the general. We don't need to care about anyone else. Oh, he's going to come up. Perfect. Oh, he's dead then. I was going to say, we got a bit of an option here. We can either push the infantry and try and hope or not. So make sure we surround him. And that's it. That's all the generals dead. I believe. Yep, so there was definitely 4, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So that means now, if we tactically retreat, although it will be a defeat, the Goths will be destroyed because there'll be no family members left. So I'll move everyone out because you can lose the battle like this if you just click withdraw. Sometimes it's a little bit advantageous just to move to where you want to withdraw from, because if you click withdraw, it usually just tries to go to the closest withdrawal point and doesn't take into account infantry. My god. 3 archers left in the general unit. Everyone else is routed. Why can't we withdraw? Why is there no withdraw button? Huh. Because normally you just withdraw and it'll be fine. We might have to concede defeat, which is risky, because I think you'd lose more casualties doing that. I can't see a withdraw button. Like, I'm pressing W. I guess we just have to concede defeat. Because they're all dead. This should destroy the Gothic faction. There's the general unit there, but there's none left in it. Yeah, there was definitely 4, wasn't it? Ugh! I should have really tested this out before I did it. So, are you sure you want to concede defeat? If you quit now, you lose the battle. That's fine. 270 remaining. Crikey. Let's just cross our fingers and hope that this has worked out here today. And everything's gone according to plan. So, Colonia Dacia. Yay, and it worked. I hope. So, the Goths have been destroyed. And even though we lost the battle. So, therefore, we haven't taken the territory. It should turn rebel. Perfect. And there's quite a large army inside, which is annoying. But faction destroyed the Goths. So, they're not there anymore. They don't seem to have spawned any armies either. Okay. So, I've skipped a little bit ahead. No Gothic army has spawned. And this was a rebel territory here anyway. It wasn't under Sassanid control, which I thought it could have been. Okay. So, we've got an army back here with my faction leader. And we can take Colonia Dacia. So even though we got rid of the Goths, the rebels did spawn a pretty decent army. The Huns look like they could be swarming through my territory. We'll exterminate because we don't need population. Because we don't have Marian reforms that we need to aim to in this particular campaign. And there's a lot of choke points, as you can see here. So we should be able to use that to our advantage. There's even a northern river, which I don't know the name of, that we could use to defend our lands if need be. Looks like the Huns have destroyed the Vandals there, and it's a rebel territory. I've sent some units further north to build some watchtowers and scout ahead, but we'll start building defensive perimeters around Dacia. Maybe it might even be used as a bit of a deterrent to the Hunnic threat. Accept or we attack. Pay a tribute of 600 denarii for 2 turns. I'm nearly tempted to accept that. For an alliance? No. Because I don't want to go to war with them, as we're probably going to be dealing with the Huns soon. The Alemanni have been destroyed. I don't even know where the Alemanni are, though. Oh, it looks like Aquintum has rebelled to the Western Roman rebels. Huh. That could be a potential settlement to take, which we could do. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already with the bell notification on. Let me know in the comment section down below feedback and suggestions for the video. And feel free to leave a dislike. If you want to support the channel and follow me on my social media links, they are all linked in the description below. We've got the series playlist that you can access. You can also have a look at my gaming and recording equipment. If you want to get yourself some cheap games, check out the links. You can support me on Patreon if you want. Channel members are available. Use creator code SimpzyTotalWar on the Epic Games Store checkout to flick me a couple of bucks. We've got Twitter, Discord, merchandise, Facebook, Steam group, Instagram, Twitch, and Google Plus links all in the description below as well. But above all, guys, make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. Goodbye.